Hello and welcome back to Assorted Beefs, where I talk about anything I want to that doesn't fit into niche tea for any particular reason. We are still at the event, but we're in a position now where we're waiting for judging to happen for some painting that my son and I did as part of this little contest where you make a diorama and you paint it up, and it was really fun. And I need to talk about what's going on with Charlotte the Stingray because it has taken such a massive turn and it's making me very sad. Here's your George tax, and I am going to again bring up the fundraiser I am supporting as part of Operation Olive Branch to get a family of 20 people out of Gaza. This covers 3 generations of people, including 10 children. We are so close. We are $3,000 away. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated so far. If you haven't and you're willing to consider it, I am eternally grateful for that. If you're unable to support, I completely understand. If you'd be willing to consider boosting it, that would mean the world. So, Charlotte the Stingray, you may remember this from last year. Charlotte lives in an aquarium in North Carolina and notably is not enclosed with any other stingrays. So at some point last year, she was checked out for some reason and determined to be potentially pregnant, it turns out. The team at the aquarium then ran with this, and this is how it ended up on the news and everyone started talking about it, because there are basically 2 options if she is pregnant. Either she has functionally cloned herself, which apparently they can sometimes do, where they can get themselves pregnant without the input of another stingray. If you were hearing the term Jesus stingray, that's what that was relating to. Or the other option that was put out was that she's enclosed with sharks, so theoretically there could be a shark stingray hybrid. And for a little bit, this was a very big deal. People were waiting with bated breath to see what the outcome of this was going to be. Now, this was last fall, like October-ish, but the type of stingray that Charlotte is, she should only be pregnant for 3 to 4 months. And here we are in mid-May and she hasn't given birth. So now the story is starting to come back up again because people are like, so is she pregnant? Was this did she lose the babies? Is something else going on? Is she okay? And I'm seeing a lot more conversation about what might be going on with her. One article I saw where a marine biologist was consulted said that some things that might be causing a longer pregnancy could be related to the enclosure she's in, apparently cold water, it can be longer, and or it may be related to the type of pregnancy she's having. There is a particular type that stingrays can have, which has a longer gestational period. But I think even under those circumstances, this amount of time, I think we're going on 8 months, is still too long. But a lot of concerns have also been brought up, and again, by marine biologists and vets. And a lot of this is creeping up on social media. For one, people have seen pictures of her and she looks really, really big. Really big, beyond what I understand to be expected from a normal pregnant stingray. And this is potentially indicative of a number of different things, but those things would all be bad and lead to her very likely death. And then beyond that, just her basic structure, I'm seeing things about there are lumps behind her eyes. There's also these ridges, lines on her fins on the side. All of these things are supposedly bad according to marine biologists and veterinarians. And I'm hearing that the team at the aquarium didn't actually bring in routine medical care for Charlotte. They have said as of 2 weeks ago that they have been expanding the team. They've made a post on Facebook saying that they have a new team involved that has medical professionals and vets on it to keep an eye on her. But people are like, why wasn't there a continuous team from the get-go, knowing how, intense this pregnancy was from the beginning, right? And then after that post, the next post was just saying there's nothing to report. Obviously there has to be something to report. You have to be able to at least show something. You got the public very invested in this. Why wouldn't you continue to give us transparency? And a lot of people are saying they either think this is a hoax, they think that this, Charlotte is going to be unalived by this. They think that Charlotte is really ill and being denied medical care that she needs so that the publicity can continue to be focused on this. Apparently also the whole it could be a shark stingray baby thing was ludicrous from the get-go, according to marine biologists, and the fact that this place put that out in the first place is kind of just making them look incompetent and really makes everyone question their motives in this whole thing, but even further, do you know what you're doing and are you making the right decisions for Charlotte in this case? This keeps coming out. I really hope she gets the medical care that she needs. This is really sad, and I really hope this does not end up with this stingray being unalived in a very public way. That's probably very upsetting to a lot of people, and probably also children who were very invested in this. It's perplexing. What was the goal? Do they get donations as a result of this? I'm genuinely not sure. All right, I gotta go do the judging. Wish us luck.